And we are back with the Outer World. So we've got a level. Persuades at 50. Let's see, what should we do? 31. Get that to 35. Got 6 points. You need 3, you need 1, you need 4. Neat. Which leaves 2 points. And anywhere else there. Okay. And perk. Then that's gonna pay off. Right, so we have a gentleman over here we need to speak to in the rest and go. Don't mind me. So you?
Bless my heart. A stranger come knocking on a poor old woman's door. You here for a particular reason? Or did the neighbors tell you how good my sugar cookies are? Made without a single natural ingredient or an oven. Just like store-bought. Those have been the height of illegality since Stellar Bay turned their noses up at the board. You and I could be thrown to the void just for discussing such a transaction. Lucky for us, Groundbreaker's a free port. We're outside of the board's control. For the time being, at least. Now, I only have the one nav key. And they're hard to come by these days. It won't be cheap. If you find yourself lacking in the bits, I might have an opportunity you'd be interested in.
Yeah.
Well, I find I'm in need of a ship captain with a little moral flexibility. Might be this could help out the Groundbreaker, as well as earn some bits. But if you've got qualms...
Let's see.
Do you know Edna, over in engineering? Sweet as a pea, that one. On occasion, she'll pass along transmissions I might find interesting. She sent me a recording of a distress signal she'd scraped from the Groundbreaker's comm array. Curious thing is, it came from an outpost called Roseway. And Auntie Cleo abandoned that place years ago.
That's where I want to go.
Can't say I know for sure. Maybe it never really was.
Comm centers don't operate themselves, Captain. Someone had to have sent that distress call manually.
Those corps are cleverer than all get out. Might have been a ruse to keep the rest of the board from sniffing around.
Say no more, I'm in.
You've got an ear for intrigue and a nose for bits. I like that. Here's a copy of the SOS recording, complete with the coordinates. If you should find a secret worth selling, might be I could find a buyer. Corporate bigwigs will pay top bit for inside information on their competitors. The more we got the corps fighting each other, the less time they got to meddle in our affairs.
That's actually pretty good.
Don't forget to come find old Gladys when you're done. I found a handsome ceramic mandapillar at a salvage auction last week.
You make it sound like you're at a thrift store. Battered. An old data pad once used by... from accumulated grime. This has been... So, buy quests. Data cartridge contains the public records of... Okay, I'll buy. Battered Mardet data pad. This old data pad contains instant reports from various Mardet security patrols. Most are details of simple finds and dust-ups between crews of Wildcat frigates, freighters, and corporate haulers. August 7th, 2344 responded to code ID 10T on the Last Hope. Fargo asked us to bounce some Rock Bay rat that got himself soaked in Spectrum Rad. Drunken Fool got into a scuffle with one of the engineers, Tyson's Peoples. We tossed the rug lynch back down the bays. Arsehole fought us the entire way, telling us we'd be sorry once he controlled the hammer's power. This is some of the Hammersmith marketing stunt. Interesting, some more about this hammer. Had another run-in with Rung Lunch from Last Hope. Don't know if the uppity pecker crawled out of the back bays without us noticing. Locked himself in a repair bay off on dock slip 13 and refused to come out. Kept raving on about weapon chaotic beauty or some shit while we were trying to get him out. He had to break off when our shift ended. Mulligan's got to come out eventually. Yeah. Weapon parts, stim pack, bypass shunt. And you are armor. Yes. Just because they are handy. You are expensive. Magazine changes weapon type to shock. Armor mod. Items. Oh, that's expensive. Gonna have to remember this place. Excuse me? Right, so that's you. Hang on.
Gracious. I was just sitting down for tea. Yes, dearie?
No.
Anytime, sweetheart. You know where to find me. Here, take a candy with you.
Why, thank you.
If you're here for this week's magazine club meeting, you're a touch late.
Thank you.
What do you want, then? My hard-earned wisdom?
Yeah.
That's right, dearie. The only independent station in the colony. That's us. Though for how long, I can't say. That all depends on Miss Junlei. The board can't abide a community that won't bend to its will. Chief Junlei Tennyson. Used to be she was chief engineer before her mama passed, and she took the helm. She's neck-deep in the ship guts by day, slap-fighting with the board by night. Hold on. You already met her. What are you asking me about her for? Bit straight-laced for my tastes, but that's just her nature. She's fierce, too. A fighter. And between you and me, I think the fight's starting to wear on her. Go right ahead, sweetheart. Oh, a little of this, a little of that. I buy and sell items that require discretion to dispose of. Knickknacks. Curios. I also knit throw pillows stuffed with the hair of famous tossball players. But that's more of a passion project.
I'm not sure that's entirely legal.
That's half the reason I make them, my dear. But that's not what you wanted to talk about, is it, dear? Ask the common folk, and they'll tell you it's on account of all the monsters on Monarch desperate to gobble you up. Because that's what the board tells them, you see. I think they made some fool mistake that would make them look bad to the rest of the colony, and they're trying to hide the evidence. Those board folk are real prideful-like. Never want you looking behind the curtain, lest you see their derrieres. But old Gladys knows the score. The whole colony's not much more than a diorama, showcasing one board screw-up after another. That's why we gotta keep them from getting their grubby mitts on Groundbreaker. She's our mess. Probably. Every once in a while, we get these snippets of radio chatter. Edna shows them to me. Some man hooting and hollering about the light in us all. Claims he's transmitting from Monarch, but who knows if that's true. Might be true. Might be some new trick from the board. Anytime, sweetheart. You know where to find me.
That I do, and you still haven't thingy over your head.
It's almost time for today's episode of The Chairman's Children. Care to listen with me? Anytime, sweetheart. You know where to find me.
Okay. So, we go to journal. Do that in a second. That's the one I want. So we need... Is it there? Here, shippy, shippy. Hey, we found our ship. Woohoo!
Have either of the assault cruisers ever put into it?
Yay! Oh, we got someone waiting here.
Hey, you got a second? Fancy running into you again. Don't mind me. It's just admiring your ship from up close. Gotta hand it to you, boss. That's a fine-looking ship. Only thing it's missing is me. Yes, I absolutely am. Just give me a shot. That's all I'm asking. I could be the best damn crew you ever hired. Sure, an interview. That sounds fair. I mean, first time for everything, right? Ask me anything you like.
Anything.
It's delicious. Mock apple pie and a tripicale crust. Maybe with a little cream on top. Classic. Foreman told me my biggest problem was that I didn't take orders. I told him my problem is not with authority, it's with jackasses. So yeah, I guess my biggest flaw is that I don't suffer idiots. Hope that's not a deal breaker.
Well, I'm an idiot.
Are you kidding? I love a good fight. One time, I took an autoloader's head clean off its servos with one swing of a tossball stick. You can count on me in a scrap, boss. That's a promise.
You're hard because you keep calling me boss.
Wow. You don't know how long I've been waiting to hear that. Thanks, boss. You're not going to regret this.
You got a crew now, Felix.
Was that a task I needed to do? Have a crew?
Somehow, I always find my way back to the Groundbreaker. Didn't I tell you? I'm secretly the chairman's orphan child, abandoned at birth in the back bays. That's right. Can't get anything past you, boss. Honestly, before you picked me up, I was living in the back bays. Spent my whole life up there, watching ships roll in and take off. I always wondered when my ship would come. I was what folks on the Groundbreaker call a stowaway. Means I was invisible. Life carried on for everybody else, but not for me. I had to make my own way. That's what they called us. Orphans with no family, no company to take us in, nowhere to go but the back bays. The word's a touch kindlier than Rungleech, but the meaning's just as clear. If you can't support your own self, you don't deserve to be on the Groundbreaker.
Interesting.
Same way we all do. Look for work and hope somebody would give me a shot. Hauling boxes was about the only work I could find. Hated every second of it. Foreman and I never got on. Could be I was overreacting. A better man might have turned the other cheek. Exercised a little bit of that, what's the word? Restraint? But on the other hand, broadsiding the jackass with a tossball stick, that felt good. That felt real good. You ought to try it.
Okay. Ooh. It's got weapon skill checks. Interesting.
Oh, I can do civilized. Proper civilized, too. Genuflecting and everything. I caught a real lucky break. If you hadn't picked me up, I'd still be back at the docks, waiting for the day my ship arrives.
Okay.
Thanks for listening, boss. Let's get going. Yeah, boss?
Have I got to tell you?
Whatever you say, boss. I'll see you back there.
There you go. And we are
Pick
back.
up any more strays while you were out? I suppose if the crew's quarters fill up, we could hang hammocks in the cargo hold.
Oh, you're so sassy, aren't you? Make sure I've got the right... See, we're dark again. Yeah, got the right one. Yep, find that. Lab, type 2. Monarch. Oh, communications line of sight. Yeah. Purchase nav key. Investigate signals on Terra 2. They're not going to be happy to see me.
We are now in orbit above Edgewater, Captain.
Why, thank you. Boring bit, which is probably going to get done at high speed on the R. Weapons. Yep, we're fine. Armor, not too much that. 62. Yeah, that should be fine, actually. Ignore that. Oh, gotta hold down. Right, so... You... Yeah, we can have 2. Let's take out the Vicar and Ellie. That kind of makes sense. So we're down. Yeah. Right, you. Armor. You have a 9 and a 4. Oh, that's what I need to do wrong. 9. Yep. Ellie. You have... Yep, I'm fine with you having that, and I'm happy with you having that. Health bonus. Medical is her specialty, so we may as well just work into that. Okay. So let's see. So it's not here, because I'm not getting any green indicators. Okay. Let's see if it's here.
We've arrived at the groundbreaker.
There's something weighing on my mind.
You and you. Okay, no green dot.
Captain, could I have a moment of your time?
Yes, in a minute. I'm just
Back
disappointed.
for a rest? Space adventuring is tiring.
Right, so that. Can't go there. Let's see if it's over here.
Destination reached. Scylla.
This is Scylla. Nope, still no green.
Ah, your face is a sight for sore ocular processors, Captain. Or rather, your...
Okay, so it's there. Let's try. Yeah.
headgear is.
So let's see if we get a green marker this time.
Remember that you...
Not here. I'm running out of places to
I did
go.
not expect you back so soon, Captain.
Monarch? Dangerous?
Message from Dr. Wells. He'd like to congratulate you on finding a route to Monarch.
Cascadia is utterly seething with dangerous, highly aggressive creatures, more than capable of tearing you limb from limb. You'd have to be a lunatic to land in Cascadia, and I'm reasonably certain I tested your brain for incipient signs of insanity. Trust me, talk to Gladys Culkelly. You'll need to speak with Hiram Blythe. He's known as the information broker, and for good reason. If anyone knows where I can find those chemicals, it's Hiram. I need those chemicals to revive the Hope's colonists. They can help us fight back against the board. They can help us set things right. If we don't put a stop to the board, they're going to drive this colony toward a complete societal collapse. You'll see what I mean when you arrive on Monarch.
Okay.
No, never. Monarch is a hotbed of political activity. I can't imagine why Hiram set up shop there. Cuisine, perhaps? You'll want to hire the services of a skilled guide. I recommend a hunter by the name of Nyoka. Frequents the drinking establishments of Stellar Bay. Very hard to miss. Once you have everything you need, make your way to Hiram Blythe's compound.
Understood.
Best of luck. Everyone on the Hope is counting on you.
Captain, an unusual wavelength is coming through Monarch's aether wave frequencies.
The eternal is in us all. The OSI would have you believe that your place in society, indeed in the universe, is preordained. A man who works in the mines of Hephaestus, coating his lungs in mercury dust for not but a few bits a night. This fate is set in stone? When he dies young, coughing up black blood, his part in the grand plan? No, I say. Greatness is in everyone, not just those so fortunate as to have been born into prosperity.
That was unexpected and odd.
Agreed.
I am inclined to agree with your assessment, by which I mean I have been systemically programmed to do so.
Okay, so we're here. Ooh, we have green dot. Well, that's a bit of a bugger, isn't it? Da 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 da. Insta-Lord. AMD Ryzen ready. So, where is going to have been the last place? Aha. Yep, and yep.
Can we talk?
Yeah, this is brilliant. You know, we're in a dangerous place. Why not?
I find myself marveling at the complex simplicity of the Fibonacci spiral. I'm sure you know what that's like. Something vexing you, Captain?
I'd like to know something about those. What's your story?
Nothing too out of the ordinary. Just your run-of-the-mill vicar with a violently enthusiastic disposition. That's what my parents called it. I grew up in a pit of a town much like Edgewater. I was destined to be a laborer like my parents, but I was infected early with a need to solve the equation. My passion didn't sit well with them. My parents, ironically. They internalized the precepts of scientism like no one I've ever known. They had a pure faith, a faith that brought joy to them regardless of the situation. I envied that. I wanted that peace. I thought if I became a vicar, I could find it. Or at the very least, find out why I lacked it.
So...
They thought I was fighting the plan, should have accepted my lot. Some people pursue the clergy for power, prestige, but that was not me. The simple version is this. The force which we call the Grand Architect created the universal equation that underlies and defines everything in the universe. Everything flows from the equation, or in layman's terms, the grand plan. Is the Grand Architect a consciousness? A natural force? Did it create the equation on purpose? The answers to these questions don't really matter. The equation, the plan, is all that matters. Contentment is found by accepting one's role in the plan.
Okay. If you can't help but follow the plan, then isn't...
The plan is not one rigid path. There are a variety of multitudes contained within it. Our paths have variance, but we'll end up adhering to it, whether we like it or not. Some choices make the path smoother, some rougher. You can even go outside the lines, but the further outside you go, it's like an unbreakable elastic band. It will only stretch so far before it snaps back. The further it is stretched, the more violent the eventual correction.
Okay. Seem quite trusting of you just to sign on without... Yeah.
I have run headlong into too many walls in my pursuit of the truth. This book is my last hope, and you were my only hope of getting it translated.
Makes sense.
What about you? What's your story?
I was a colonist on Hope.
That's not... Let's try this again. Who are you? Where are you from? And how did he do that? Well, you do seem different than every other colonist. Let's pretend for the moment I believe you. What are you going to do now? That seems a dangerous proposition. Why risk your life now that it's been returned to you?
Ooh.
A commendable attitude. Bakonu, the author, had some interesting theories about man's perception of reality that I thought could be applied to our attempts to decipher the plan. Unfortunately, he was also one of the founders of the Philosophist school of thought, so the book is banned in this colony. Philosophism's a false religion that stands in contradiction to almost everything we know to be true. They believe all is chaos, in stark contrast to OSI's belief in the plan. But most of the philosophist perversion of Bakonu's thoughts came more than a century after his death.
Right.
I've been thinking on that. There's a former infamous philosophist scholar who fled Terra 2 some years ago. He's an expert on Bakonu. He's also who told me of the journal's presence in Emerald Vale. If anyone in this colony could translate that book, it would be him.
Yeah, so we can find your translator.
That's a good question. We should start on the Groundbreaker. It's where I'd go if I wanted to get off Terra 2. Great place to pick up a ride to Hephaestus, Scylla, even Monarch. All I need is access to a data cartridge from the security terminal. Their easily hackable system keeps a registry of all crew manifests for both arrivals and departures.
Oh, is that all?
I'll comb the last 6 months of departure manifests to track the Philosophist's off-world destination. Before I transferred to Edgewater, I had a wealth of time to develop certain, secular skills during my years serving a particular penitentiary flock. I meditated, led sermons, provided guidance to the inmates as needed, of course. I also played prison yard tossball and taught myself a bit about computronic security systems.
Computronic.
Thank you, Captain.
You're welcome. Vicar Max. Yeah. And you're just Ellie, and you get to... Well, it makes me happier about picking the name Preed. Map. We zoom out. Okay, our objective is way over there. Interesting. And how many other... Oh, that's 3 Radio Monarch. Nope, it's not on here. Son of a... Never been poked Rose away. Return... Yeah, we could do that. We could do that. And that's kind of a nice way to round out. Yeah.
Pick up any more strays while you were out? I suppose if the crew's quarters fill up, we could hang hammocks in the cargo hold.
Shh.
Hey, Captain. Can I get your temperature on something real quick? So, Junlei and I have been talking some. Through messages? I got him here on my datapad, and well, she sent me a poem. One she wrote her own self, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if I should read into it. Because poems are all symbolic and such, right? It's not so good. But real sweet. Oh, law. That's what's got me spooked. I don't rightly know. It's about this engine that's been shaking itself apart. Then this lady mechanic comes by and lays one hand on it. And the trouble goes away. It sings. I don't want to get too hopeful, but I'm wondering if maybe she's the engine and I'm the lady? It's a real romantic poem. Made my chest hurt, kinda.
Ever considered it's the other way round?
I don't know where it's leading yet, or if I'm misinterpreting. I'm not much interested in physical stuff. Never have been. Leastways not like other folks seem to be. It's not that I can't, I just don't care for it. It's been a problem in the past. The folk who wanted to be with me back in the Vale, they said I was cold.
Cold, huh? You're about the warmest person to hell. Just be nerves.
When folks start implying you're a little different from an automechanical, you start to wonder. I guess I just needed to talk. I'm feeling a touch better. Thanks for hearing me out, Captain. I actually had another message from Junlei. I just couldn't work up the courage to open it. But I'm gonna change that. Right now. Okay, here we go. Let's see here. Talking about old friends, got to thinking... Isabel? Who's Isabel? They were close, Captain. Like, more than friends close. I don't know. Junlei talked about them like it was past, but how far in the past? 10 years? Last week? Captain, I'm feeling all mixed up right now. Could we maybe head to the Groundbreaker? Get some drinks at that bar there? The Lost Hope?
Yay!
Come on, Captain. This is no time to be fooling on me. I'm full serious. Next time we're on the Groundbreaker, I aim to get a drink. If I got to, I'll do it on my lonesome. But I'd feel better if someone I trusted was there.
Hey, you did trust word. No, don't trust me. Me bad person to trust. Did level up. But no robes. There are two. The lab. Bizarre. But let's sort out this level up thing. Intimidate. Oh, at this point I put them in individual because I've stacked those two up. We'll keep intimidate at that. Let's see. 10. So if we put 2 in there, then 4 in there, and 4 in there. Kind of makes me happy. Woohoo! Right, and on that note, I'm going to call it for this one. Well, actually, just so I don't forget. let's go right back over there. Because we've got a couple of things to do there again.
The has approved our request for docking, Captain. You're free to disembark.
Thank you. But yeah, so thanks for watching. Till next time, have a good one.